see this a lot in the work that I do is like avoidance of judgment. Yeah, like let me not put myself in a position where other people can judge me negatively, especially with this assumption that actually by whether it's a coach I'm working with and they're wanting to post their thoughts and ideas on Instagram, or it's a coach I'm working with and they want to publicize themselves and sell a product on online or some way, there's this kind of fear that other people are going to just swoop in any moment and just rain judgment down on them. And I wonder if that's something that you also see in the people you work with when you're kind of coaching around speaking and visibility.
Yeah. Again, great question. Before I get to the people I work with, let me put the lens on me, right? So the first time I even thought that I might want to do a YouTube video, I was shitting it. Like just to know in my head, like you could think about it and you're okay. But I think a lot of people might know that when you make the decision that I'm going to do it, something changes because now all of a sudden it's happening. And then your body starts doing its nonsense again, right? So I remember that my first YouTube video I put out, it's still on YouTube somewhere. If anyone wants to waste their life going to watch it, you'll see me with hair on it. It's called UK Talk to Me. It's my YouTube series called UK Talk to Me, where I just go on the street with a microphone, interviewing people and just talking like absolute malarkey, just for the fun of it, for comedy. I remember I went out, I recorded it with my friend. I approached a few people and then I was watching the video back and I was like, actually, this is actually quite funny. I actually think it's funny. So then I edited it into something that I feel was even funnier, right, than just the individual clips. Now I watched it back. I showed a few people in my inner circles and they're like, I think that's funny. And now I was like, okay, cool. It's going to go live. I'm going to put it on YouTube. David, I uploaded it to YouTube and just left it there for a week. I didn't make it. I left it on private for a week. And then I had to get someone else to press make public. And I was out. I didn't do that. I was like, here's my code. I'm going out for the weekend. You do it. And I'm going to come back on Monday. But all of that to say that the first time we do something, the first time we open ourselves up, because really it's an act of vulnerability. I think I had the same fears. I thought the comments, they will just come for me. It would be racism, or it would be something about how I'm looking, or maybe the way I talk because I'm from East London. My brain was just layering fears upon fears. And then for me anyway, and this may not be the same case with everyone, but for me, I came back and checked the comments and people were laughing. And it's those, and as in, haha, this is funny, do some more. And I honestly feel, bro, if I didn't take that first step to put this out, and didn't get those little nuggets of validation from people, which I feel is the fuel in the tank to want to do it more, I may not have done it, you know? And then I done more of those videos. And then from those videos, people asked me to host live events. And then my career just emerged into public speaking and edutainment. But if I didn't put out the first one, my whole career wouldn't exist. I don't know what I'd be doing. I might still be working my old job in retail, which was fun at the time, but just ultimately not what I wanted to do. Yeah.
I can have a bit of an experience. I'll describe about the first time we put a podcast episode out. Yeah. It was me and Ahmad. Yeah, what a long time ago. You know, big up Ahmad. I just went to his final part, the third part of his wedding a few days ago.
3 weddings, you know.
I know. And I think it was Boxing Day. Because we'd had an initial date way back before then. We'd recorded this podcast episode months before. Like got all the stuff. We found someone to do the illustration of us two and blah, 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 blah. And we sat there, had it uploaded, had all the bits uploaded to what we're using, the platform we're using. And we sat there and there was a button that just like says publish. Yeah, a little button calls publish.
Yeah.
And we sat there, 2 of us, and we were like, holy shit, if we press this button, what you said goes out into the world. And then everybody can hear it. Everybody's going to listen to it. And we were sitting there going, okay, what could happen? We were like, there might be ex-girlfriends that come for us. People might call us liars. Like people might come out the woodwork and say we hurt them in some way. Like we sat together, I think in my front room on Boxing Day, talking about all this. It must have been, talking for an hour or so. Then we pressed that button, and I think, it goes out into the internet world. And then we talked about it a bit on Instagram. I think we, nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. No one came for us. Like a few friends listened to it, you know, that's what happens. Like people listen to an episode or two. If you know, when you've created a podcast, you know, well, a few people will listen, the people you know will listen to the first few episodes and tell you it's good and so forth. But nothing happened. Nothing negative happened. All that stuff that our minds had generated. It's a bit like yourself, right? When you saw all that stuff that the mind said, the negativity, the fear, the judgment, like all of that weight never came to pass. None of it actually happened. We put that podcast out and, you know, I sit here 300 plus episodes later, still putting out podcast episodes, still pressing that button. Actually, I don't press the button myself anymore. I have a team to do that.
Jeez.
But it's it's amazing how the mind creates so much information, so much emotion around just the revealing of ourselves, right? I've been saying this term a lot actually in my work with people, this revealing, because it is kind of what we're doing, right? You're bringing an aspect of you, you know, in your case, it was the being on the street and asking people questions and doing interviews that were fun and comical. But that's a part of yourself you might have revealed to friends and people who are close to you, but in bringing it to YouTube is revealing it to the world, and our minds create such a story about it, you know, and that I know for a lot of people, the people that I've worked with, the coaches I've worked with, that those emotions and feelings are the thing that stops them from putting themselves out into the world, you know? Like I know so many great coaches, so many great practitioners who are not out in the world doing their greatness simply because they can't move past this piece around the feelings and emotions they have about putting themselves into the world.
Bro, I actually felt that in my chest, man. Yeah, it saddens me. I was going to say it triggers me. It doesn't trigger me. It saddens me, which is why I do the work that I do around visibility, right? There's two quotes that for whoever's listening, I really almost want them to write this down and put it in a frame and put it up in their studios or in their flat or in front of their toilet or wherever they are, man. Like these were two quotes that I had up in my studio for years. And I was chatting about this to Merv, our friend yesterday, our good friend, Merv, who's a body confidence coach and photographer. And we were just talking about fear. And the quote is this, and I've run a workshop on this and I coach a lot of clients through this. It's from Seneca the Younger, a philosopher, if you're familiar with him. I'm sure a lot of the men listening will definitely know Seneca, right? It's this. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. It's so clean. We suffer more in our imagination than in reality. And if anyone wants to do any more like deeper digging on this, there's an amazing TED talk by Tim Ferriss called Fear Setting, which is similar to goal setting, but fear setting, you may be familiar with it. But he kind of hones in on that quote. And there's a way for us to like systematically get those fears out of our head. Do you know what I mean? Someone might take the piss out of me. I might lose my job. My ex might see it or whatever. Just get them out of your head and just rationally, because a lot of the time, men, I mean, I might be talking typically here, but we're quite prefrontal, we're quite rational. And so if we can rationalize a fear, we might gain more courage to move past it. So fear setting is an amazing, I guess, exercise for that. And then the other quote, bro, is going back to what you were saying about all these amazing coaches and practitioners and people that hold this wisdom because of their life's journey and their work. The other quote, and I got this from Seth Godin. I don't know if he got it from somewhere else, but it's holding back is so close to stealing. Bro, I had that in my studio and I've done a video of this. I put it out on my reels and I keep an eye on myself and I say to myself, Reuben, what are you holding back from giving to the world? Maybe it's due to fear or maybe it's due to you don't have permission from someone. But there are things that I've got and that the listeners have got and that your clients have got that if they were to give it to the world, it would improve people's lives in some way. So imagine if you and Ahmad didn't do that first podcast, right? You wouldn't have this whole show. Imagine how many people would have lost out from the amazing conversations you've had with people on this show. Bro, I wouldn't have been coached by you. to work through some of my avoidant attachment and gain the awareness and the new people and connections I've got in my life if you didn't press upload on that podcast. And I honestly feel like really passionately about that. I think there's so many people that are holding stuff back due to fear, and what they're actually doing is stealing from the rest of the world.